I keep picking places that are very far away from amenities, stores, pretty much any society.
Okay, so I pretty much blabbered for 6 minutes, and I am not going to make you listen to all of that, so let me kind of catch you up. If you didn't watch my haul video, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But basically, when I arrived at my new spot in Montana, the reviews and the coverage for cell service and for Starlink did not pan out to be true. My research failed me. I did not have cell service at camp, and my Starlink wouldn't even connect the first day. We found out later that was just a global Starlink problem, but even the next morning when it finally did connect, it's not strong enough for Zoom meetings, which is 50% of my job. What is happening is there's a little hill that we are really close to that seems to be obstructing the Starlink from anywhere to 3 to 6 seconds. And basically that doesn't impact any of my software except for Zoom calls, and I can't be on camera. And that is just a huge chunk of my job. So I drove 2 hours to Missoula, Montana for a few things to hope to offset that to make next week a little bit better. So first of all, we got a tripod so that I can get the Starlink up a little. Normally I put the Starlink on the roof of the pod, but because I'm under a tree, I can't do that and it needs to go out to get connection. So I'm hoping that getting a little bit of lift might get the satellite to be able to reach over that quote unquote hill. I also got a little clamp that I might be able to put on my ladder, but it might be under the tree. The second thing that I got was a TravelFi router. So it's Amazon Prime Days. This was on sale, so I didn't feel like I was, trading money for money. So basically not moving camp and then buying expensive things. And somebody in the campground has the TravelFi. They just have the more expensive one. So we'll see if this works. There is a mixed use tower nearby. So because this is a mixed use carrier, it might connect. Even if it doesn't connect, what it will allow me to do is to drive just a little bit down the road where I do get cell service, and this will act as my Wi-Fi for the week, and I can take meetings away from the pod. It is not perfect, but it is better than losing, you don't even want to know how much money if I had to move and leave for the month. So that is the update in way less than 6 minutes. And now we are going to drive several hours around the state to get to our next adventure because y'all, Montana is huge and nothing is close. And I really just needed this Amazon locker. So yeah, basically 2 hours out of the way, but now let's go on an adventure. Falling in love with a new place generally involves learning about a new place. So I'm always trying when I'm in someplace new to just be open to stops. So there was this overlook vista. I was really hoping we could walk down, but we cannot. It is blocked off to this, looks like a little old town, maybe a farming village. And there's some signs here that talk about the early habitation, mining, and logging that happened in this area. What's in the streams that I can hear, the wildlife. And honestly, this is starting to feel more like me. Old towns and beautiful places. Even though this isn't the place that we were headed, it was just a vista. But that is part of falling in love with someplace new, is just being open to stopping, taking a moment, and learning about this new, beautiful area. It's a very moody area too. I love a moody day. It is a beautiful, moody, rainy day. It's actually raining pretty good right now. We just took the turnoff for the ghost town. It's 5 miles, but right now we've got some gravel over the dirt, so I'm feeling relatively okay. This road also just doesn't look rutted, so I feel like it probably maintains pretty well, but we'll see how this road continues. I've driven quite a way to get here, so I don't want to just, peace out from it. I don't mind adventuring in the rain. But if the road quality changes, we may have a challenge. But for now, we're good. We have made it to Coolidge, Montana, in the Coolidge Ghost Town mine and the Elkhorn Mill. Just reading, the sign and the mill and the mine are closed, but the town site is still open. We've got a 1-mile trek in this glorious weather to the town site.
I am not here alone. Believe it or not, that parking lot is full. So other people are out here enjoying the ghost town in the rain. So I'm gonna put you guys away while I'm in this opening, and we're gonna do this quick 1 mile hike into the ghost town. Feels familiar, walking up on fallen structures in the middle of the woods, seeing pieces of wood and metal start to come through, feeling at home. So this was another short-lived mining town founded in 1942, named after President Coolidge. It only lasted till about 1932, with the Great Depression impacting life here. So very short-lived in the term of mining towns, but at one point had 350 people here. So did pretty good. I bet this is stunning on a very, very sunny day because you are surrounded by mountains. But it's giving ghost town vibes, and I'm here for that. Wow, that was a big old mill. Have a feeling the rain and like fog is kind of covering up quite a bit of stuff out in these mountains that I can't see. So, all right, in typical fashion, we're gonna go out and then come back. I think we have walked the majority of it, so we can now start to walk back. And this is one of the longer town sites that I have seen remaining. It's pretty impressive. It's at least a half-mile long, maybe a little bit longer, might go a little bit further. But as you can see, the rain is coming down and there's so much to explore that I figured let's just turn around where the majority of it ends and we'll make our way back and kind of check it out as we head back. I think we got ourselves an old outhouse there. It's a little bit of ways from a larger structure, so probably a privy. You guys wonder where you go in between takes. You go into a poop bag. It's the easiest way to keep you guys dry. My cell phone is also in a poop bag. Itchy. Interesting to note is how different their nails are. So most nails in Colorado from like the 1800s, I believe this is still handmade or hand forged, but they're the flatter. These are the more round, what you'd be used to seeing today with the round top and very cylindrical body, where in Colorado most of them are flat bodies and then flat square tops. So kind of interesting just to see the different changes in how they built things. It could just be regional as well. These buildings are built very, very differently from what I can see. Different timber, different wood. different era, I guess, as well, since this was more in the 1915s. Yeah, Colorado. See a lot of 1800s over there, kid. The sun does look like it's trying to come out, but it has not stopped raining yet. Oops, you guys are wet. The rain has slowed down considerably. Yay. Don't have my hood on. It looks like the sun's trying to come out. There is so much metal. Jars, cans, looks like a gas can or a fuel can. It's not something you see a lot in Colorado. Alta Lakes I did, but it's not something you see on a pretty regular basis, is all of the cans and just signs of actual like life, food and things like that. Man, oh, I'm so glad it's still very drippy, but I am so glad the sun is coming out. And I see something really cool. Oh, this is cool. Never seen like scroll work. I'm gonna assume that was a stove. Never seen scroll work like that. So cool. That's just a reminder of like how civilized, even living in these like primitive cabins like this, they still have that touch of civilization to them. Hey, let's go up the stairs. Stairs. And a can graveyard. And sticks. Another freaking outhouse. I've literally never seen this many outhouses. Another outhouse. This one just fell completely over. I'm ready for lunch. Just need to fire up the cooktop and we'll whip something up. This is so cool. I would love to have one of these restored. Like to cook outside, like an outdoor kitchen. That would be cool. I mean, it is ready. Outdoor kitchen. I've counted between wallpaper and laminates like 6 different patterns. This place is wild, but you can tell how beautiful it was. Like, this wood is painted red. It probably would have had, like, it has a checkerboard. Maybe they would have had like the white checkerboard plates up here. You can see maybe the stove was over there. Actually, it was right there because you can see where that was piped out. Looks like there was a corner cupboard. This home feels like it was loved and lived in. It reminds me of my house up in Red Mountain. You can just feel the history here. There is an upstairs. The ceiling is very, very bowed, so we're not gonna go up. But wow. No, hell no. You're not going upstairs. Focus. You're not going upstairs. No. Let's go. No, no, back up, back. Crystal clear water. I found cubbies, guys. You know I love me a good cubby. I have always wanted a waterfront property. Like, how has that not washed away yet? And how long has it been there like that? It's wild. So if you wanted, and if it was open, to go to the mill, and the mine site is just across here. It's kind of at the very entrance of Coolidge. It is temporarily closed for instability and minerals and toxins in the water. So very similar to stuff that happens up in Silverton as well. But anyhow, it does look like there's a good pile of wood back here from a larger building, maybe a mill building that they have pulled down. And actually, this is the first time I have smelled any minerals. So that tells you you're a little bit closer, because I have not smelled anything like sulfur or any of that that you normally smell in Colorado. There's definitely been some things I didn't notice as I came in, you know, because my head was down. There's some metal, looks like some bridges. The railroad did come out here, so I've seen no hide or hair of that, but I've seen some bridges, seen some metal sticking out, more little buildings like that were probably just on the outskirts of town, you know? I'm so glad the sun came out. It's so pretty. Like, truly, I cannot believe the difference 2 hours makes. I'm glad I didn't wait, but I mean, truly, like, what a difference 2 hours makes. Wow. This place just looks and has a totally different vibe. I'm so glad I got to experience it in both ways. So we were going to stop at this place called Crystal Park, which is just down the road from Coolidge, and it is land that has been set aside for like mining. Like, people can go and dig and try to find crystals, and apparently a lot of people find a lot of crystals, and it's a really fun day. I should have taken into account that it is a holiday today, and that parking lot people are circling, so yeah, we ain't doing that. It's also like 2:30, so it's a little bit later in the day. Maybe the morning would have been better. So we're just gonna keep driving on this beautiful Pioneer Scenic byway and find somewhere to just sit and eat lunch. And then we're just gonna kind of continue along the byway down to Dillon. Maybe find some ice cream somewhere, y'all. That just sounds like a great rest of the day. So we're just gonna keep exploring, as they say, exploring. Beans' leash is, ow. Beans' leash is still on him. He's just over there exploring. Gotta walk and eat, or you get eaten alive. This little cabin. don't know what it is. It's got a nice log fireplace. I'm wondering if there's like good cross-country skiing right here. This is like a little warming hut. Because I mean, it also has a wood burning stove. This is super cool. What am I gonna say? I could live here. Sometimes I'm so smart. It's not locked. And yeah, they've got your cross-country ski trails. So this is probably a place you can come in, get warm, make your lunch. This is cool. This would be fun. I love cross-country skiing, if you didn't know. I don't get to do it very often, but yeah, this is cool. What mosquitoes call yummy. So I was getting eaten alive. So we came in the truck. My stupid fault. I thought I grabbed my bug spray, but I apparently grabbed it and put it on a table or something. Because all that rain washed anything I had off. So they're swearing me. They were also swearing Feeny, so I wanted to get him in here. So we're gonna finish eating this inside. I still have the same view. Same beautiful view, just not getting eaten alive. Although, there's a mosquito right there. They're everywhere. And my car is very dirty. I love this stuff. Alright, I'm just done. On we go. So it came down to Dylan. I needed to get gas before I headed back up over the pass, and I was like, oh, we really want ice cream, so we're gonna go get some ice cream. All three places are closed, including Dairy Queen. Now, it's the 4th of July. I know this video is being posted like way later, so you guys are like, wait, what? It's the 4th of July. Like, how many? I don't know that I've ever seen towns completely shut down for the 4th of July. Like, Silverton's popping on the 4th of July. Everything's open. People are there visiting, like, spending money. Everything's been closed today, so we're not getting ice cream, which is very sad. And there's literally nothing on the way to the pod back. I'm telling you, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, y'all. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. And it looks like another storm's coming, too. But yeah, I guess we'll catch you back at the pod. I don't think the Sula Camp store is going to be open either, so no ice cream for us today. Made it back to the pod, got everything unloaded. Feeny ate dinner, he's chilling. I've got my dinner on the stove, just some easy beef and noodles. But that drive home was hilarious, y'all. Every time I tried to stop to do like one of the viewpoints or something, it would start raining. Sometimes it was sunny while it rained. And then I drive a little bit further and then it wouldn't be raining anymore. So basically we just didn't stop at any of the viewpoints and we just enjoyed a calm, beautiful drive home. When we got back to the pod though, it poured here. My neighbor said it literally dumped all day long. So there are mud puddles, everything is soaking wet. So it's going to be an indoor evening. I mean, it is 7:20. It doesn't get dark till after 10, which has been really challenging for me to try to wind down. Like, it's just like almost impossible. So yeah, it's 7:20. Like, we can have a nice chill evening in since everything's wet and it's a little chilly. But anywho, Montana, has it won me over? It's getting there. I think a few things I realized. One, I'm so freaking blessed to live this life. And even on the worst days, I'm still blessed. And this week was just very, very stressful. A almost 3-day haul, then getting here and having challenges. It was just a lot of stress. If you haven't realized it yet, I'm a person who likes things a certain way. I'm not like crazy about it, but ever since I was a small kid, I even unpack at motels and hotels for one night. Like, I like my space to be a certain way, and I really don't think I understood that having my pod torn apart for 3 days and living like that was really gonna stress me out. And it just made me feel very discombobulated. And then I got here and the Starlink's not working. I don't have cell service. I was supposed to have cell service, and I just felt very discombobulated, very alone. I like laugh now at that I just want to go back to Colorado statement. I just laugh because like that was me saying I want to go home. Like, I was a child. And I had a lot of emotions, and this was my first big drive and my first big place to get to, and I was just feeling all the emotions, and they came out. And now a few days later, I'm gonna sneeze. Now a few days later, I've had time to process things, and so I recognize the haul and how I did that just doesn't work for me. I need to look at something different in the future, just to make sure I'm arriving to my next place, especially if it's a brand new place, in a different manner, not trying to get right back to work, but just in a smoother, chiller manner. But then I also realized that I have this tendency to feel like I could live there in every state that I've visited. And Montana is the first that in the first moment I saw it, I didn't say that. And I think it made me feel really weird, y'all. But we don't have to want to live in a state to enjoy its beauty. And also, I'm not saying I wouldn't live here, because I haven't explored it enough. I was just having a lot of emotions, and I just had to process those emotions and get on the other side of those emotions, and kind of just recognize that I was being a little dramatic and just feeling, yeah, I think all the discombobulation, the new place, and it not being what I thought, and that not immediate love just got to me. But we can be visitors in spaces and places, and not want to live there or feel like we could live there. We can still fall in love. I do think my base camp is a little challenging. However, I know the research that I put in, and where I'm at was where it was in my budget. Near the parks which is where more of the towns are, and like probably more of the activities that I would normally do, they're $150 a night for an RV. It's wild. You know, some of the cheaper ones are like $80, $85, and that's just, I will not pay that for like a month stay. I just can't justify that. So I know that I'm here because this is kind of where I landed, and I'm just gonna have to drive to explore, and we're gonna do some of that in the next couple of videos, explore some more. And I do think today helped me. It got a lay of the land. I got to see some really pretty mountains. I got to be back in like mining territory, which felt really just like familiar to me, which I kind of just needed. I'm getting emotional again, but I think I just kind of miss home a little bit, and I'm kind of just missing my people a little bit this month. And Montana's a very, very, very far away, and I think that just is kind of hitting. So yeah, let's just put this way. I'm very emotional this month for some reason. So it is, yeah, it is what it is. And I shouldn't even say that, because I feel so blessed. Like, we had so much fun today, and I am blabbering and blabbering on. When I'm like one of the most blessed people in the world, that's how you know that I have like such emotions. But anywho, I'm gonna stop blabbering, and I'm gonna get my noodles that are probably very, very soggy now, and I'm going to eat dinner. And I'm going to say that I loved bringing you guys along. Honestly, making these videos makes me feel like I'm talking to my friends when I'm out exploring. I've never been a person who needs to explore with other people. I love being alone. I love traveling alone. I thrive on isolation and being alone. Despite missing family, you can have both. You can be dual. But it's really fun when I am feeling emotional, like extra fun, I guess, because I brought you guys, and it was like I was talking to you guys, and there's so many of you that like I know will like certain parts of the video, and like I think about you, and I think about your dogs who like watching Feeny. And I was sad that he wasn't off leash today, because I'm like, oh, their dogs aren't gonna get to see Feeny run around. So it's just like, I love doing this, and I love sharing this with you guys, and it helps on the harder days when I am feeling a little homesick to bring you guys along. So I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and Fiends, and we will see you guys on the next adventure, wherever this little pod takes us.